Back at the Maxx, TK Maxx that is, and we've come to Bath because we want to show you an inner city, busier store.
Yep, with brands just like this.
This is in the main town, see, and you
City.
see in the main city, I mean, not an out of town one.
Yeah.
And you see the differences. So this is Boutique Moschino, which if you've read my little guide on Instagram, which you should have, then you'll know that is quite high up in the brands that Moschino create. This is actually a specific gold section. Oh, that's really cool. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a gold section within the store. So it's basically where they split off
by Chloe.
The high-end items.
Yeah.
We're going to show you a bit of like sort of the full price markdowns and then the clearance section.
So this is the full price markdowns, and Bethany has a clearance piece there.
So this is Stella McCartney. This is reduced down to £157. Top price was, I think it was about £650. However, a really cool thing about that skirt itself, it was her vegan leather range, if you will, which sells really well because people obviously want to imitate leather pieces. It would be the equivalent to picking up a leather skirt from Gucci.
But exactly that. But so it was high end. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
But their leather is like, or inverted commas leather, because it's not actually animal skin. Is like second to none in the vegan / non-leather world. It's not pleather. It's really nice, kind of replicated leather, if you will.
Another great tip as well for resellers, even if you're not purchasing or going to purchasing rag and bone, is going into the gold section and seeing what brands they carry, making a note, and then taking that into you're
kind of reselling, and you're checking out the shops and boot sales and so on.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I agree. And once again, this video is going to be it'll be quite hectic. There'll be a lot of ins and outs like this. Once again, this is probably more for brand knowledge, being really honest, and to show you what bargains you can pick up in TK Maxx. If you're looking for a different kind of video, this may not be for you. However, if you're looking to kind of, come across more brands like this, which is a Moschino couture, this dress was around about 2,000, just over 2,000 originally, and it was going for 200 and something then?
229.
So you're talking about a tenth of the retail price, which is absolutely outstanding.
And also when it comes to reselling, this isn't just used product. This is new with tags product.
Yeah,
this is stuff that has been full price. So there is that element of a higher resale value than you will ever get with a pre-owned piece.
Or for example, these now, they're Marni joggers. Marni, not Armani. And this is a Marni green top, which we ended up purchasing actually. This was really, really reasonable. I don't know exactly.
This was £11.
Originally
330.
Right. So obviously that's been discounted really heavily. However, once again, even if you found that in a charity shop for that money, it would be worth it. But this new with tags, that's a steal.
Yeah.
What would you sell that for on Vestiaire?
150.
There you go.
This, and then you see different collections. So this is Moschino. This is the collection where they did the marker pen sort of colouring in.
Yeah.
And you'll find really easy, quick reference
like this
to that if you just type it in Google or Google Lens something if you're in store.
Almost like hand drawn with felt.
Yeah, you'll find really good, quick, easy reference. You can see stock photos, you can see top prices, etc. so on. This is Bottega. Also, with this particular piece, is dated, so that's fall 2020.
It's a very recent piece.
Yeah, marked down to £74, but retail on this piece would have been over 1,000. Knits are always great staples to pick up. Obviously, newer tags as well. We go back to that argument. You're looking at a 3-figure return. So it depends on your margins when you're shopping retail arbitrage, and depends how much you want to get out of a piece. If you're looking for a quick flip, £20 here, £20 there, then great pieces. However, if you want to make those big margins, then you're going to want to hit the clearance section hard. These are Stella McCartney vegan leather boots. I actually personally have the other variation of those boots.
These are Golden Goose. So Golden Goose, for anyone who does another good Golden Goose company, deluxe company, I should say, they're the people who make the kind of trainers with the stars on, which look a bit like Vans or Vijas, if you will, which are already dirty. They have like gaffer tape or they have drips or marks on them, but they're made like that. So that's that company. But they do a lot of high-end clothing too.
Going back to Stella McCartney boots really quickly, they were marked down to 149. Retail was 400. So once again, another great margin there.
This brand is Victoria Beckham. Now, once again, most people who maybe aren't into high-end fashion would think like maybe Victoria Beckham, not so much. They're actually some of the highest end pieces you can come across in fashion. Prada.
Very recent shoe that reduced
Probably like
down
a season or two
to
old.
164. The only issue with shoes, obviously, in TK Maxx as a reseller is they're unboxed. Sometimes you can find stores that keep them in the boxes or have the box. Most of the times they don't come with boxes, and you can see from the soles that a lot of them are
tried on or return, maybe.
Yeah, has try on wear, has inner floor wear. So you can. Personally, unless you can't list them as new, they would be new other,
exactly that,
or they would be pre-owned. So you have to look at your margins a bit more with shoes. For me, especially personally, as you can see, there is shoe. There's
wear.
Yeah.
The pink boots before the Ferragamo were D&G, Dolce & Gabbana, and they would have been probably around about £800-900 retail. I don't know what the price was there. I didn't catch it, I'll be honest. And these were Tory Burch. I think they were actually alligator. If they weren't, they were a really good alligator mock. Either way, they're very expensive retail, and I think they were around about £100-130.
130 there. So yes, we always normally head straight to clearance. Now in this particular shop, they have a gold label clearance, which is all the gold label clearance pieces. They also have a normal clearance. Now you'll see later. No, this is gold label clearance.
I thought this was regular clearance.
No, this is gold label clearance, and you'll see later we go into regular clearance, and it's always worth checking both because they're mixed. Some pieces get mixed in within the process.
That's what I was just saying, because these are both gold label and regular label in this selection. Those Chloe shorts weren't gold label. They didn't have a gold label on them.
No, but they're luxury pieces. That's a gold label section.
I'm saying, but as regards labels, you're talking about the actual section, not
the
labels.
Yeah, but you're not going to see a high street brand in this section. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I picked these up just to give an example. These are MCQ by Alexander McQueen. Obviously, the the Fusion brand, which is kind of everywhere at the moment. But £29 for a t-shirt from Alexander McQueen, no matter what brand or label it's under, is a bargain in my opinion for yourself, or to resell. Maybe not so much because it's everywhere. Same as a sweater. I think this one was around about 50 or 60.
44.
Yeah, that's a bargain. If you want a good quality sweater, like you can pay that for a sweater in H&M.
Yeah.
Or a hoodie.
This is Dolce & Gabbana. I showed that piece earlier. That was reduced down to £46.
Once again, MCQ Alexander McQueen. Oh, this. I don't think I showed the label on this, but this was Bottega again.
Bottega, yeah, this was reduced down to 363, I believe, off the top of my head without seeing it.
It had this big skag in the centre.
Another thing you have to watch out for within TK Maxx is that things do get dropped. It's a fast-paced shop. Things do get dropped on the floor. Things do get damaged, dirt, etc., etc., etc. Reduced down to 362. That wasn't bad. That was worth £1.
It was good.
But the retail on that would have been about £3,000.
It'd be £3,000. I was going to say, however, a lot of the time people have the impression that this is awesome. This is Stella McCartney, I think, is a boiler suit. Also, if you see this label, I'll show the label in a moment. Once you see this label, I think it says
skin-free skin.
Skin-free skin. That is for Stella McCartney. That's a Stella McCartney label. So be aware that that's Stella McCartney, not just a random brand. A
bit of Versace jeans couture, really nice little fun piece.
Like a
down to £25.
Like, that's cheap. That's what I'm trying to say. That's cheap. If you want it for yourself, I don't think people realise how cheap people can buy things.
That's cheap.
This is gorgeous. I love this shirt.
They do have a lot of Chloe and a lot of C by Chloe as well. Both brands have different margins, so do be aware of that. C by Chloe doesn't do what Chloe does.
Well, that's because everyone gets the Fusion. But I think, like you say, it's not so widely known that there are the two diffusion brands. Yeah. Another Marni piece.
And you will get things like hanging labels, etc., like I just said. So, it just takes one stitch. So I wouldn't be too put off by that sort of issue.
I think a lot of these things, once again, arise. These are some really nice pieces, but I'm going to talk over either way. I think a lot of these issues arrive whilst in store and whilst being handled, to be honest, because you do see a lot of these things which have obviously, like you say, with the scagging, or maybe there's dirt, or...
Well, that's what I just said. It's a fast-paced store. They're not... These pieces were designed to be in, showrooms of shops. That was reduced down to 700. But once again,
such an amazing piece, though.
Once again, though, for label knowledge, you can move forward with these labels. What 100%. I'm saying, and add them into your vocabulary when looking in the trenches, charity shops, boot sales.
And I'll say, if you're lucky enough, and I will say lucky enough to see some of these brands in charity shops, if you're paying under £10 for any of the items we've seen. Yeah. Like, how could you not? You can't really lose. Simple as that.
Super Chloe again, nice pieces. I always look for exceptional pieces as well when I'm looking in TK Maxx, because you'll find that like t-shirts get reduced down quite quickly. We talk about our Etro a lot in some other videos we just done, and that's a good example of women's wear. They're really into patterns, paisley prints, etc.
And crazy colours.
Now we go into men's now, obviously walking over to men's goal section. I was a little bit disappointed in this store. This was Bath store by their selection of men's in the gold label section. They had a lot of Gucci, and this is a pure example. Gucci. This is old Gucci, 190 for that shirt that we're holding now, but this label would have dated 10
years ago,
mid to late 2010s, anywhere from 2010 up to like 2018. I don't know. It's not new stuff.
And in my opinion, apart from the actual label's sake, if you're talking about new fashion, it's simply not worth that value.
No, you can get exceptional pieces, but I find that a lot of the Gucci there is in TK Maxx at the moment with the old label are very basic pieces.
Like a cotton shirt with a print,
Bit of CP company.
This is a gorgeous jumper.
It is gorgeous, but it is plain. It hasn't got the the signature goggle edge.
It has,
No, it hasn't got the plastic goggle.
It's got the eyelet on the side.
Yeah, it's got the.
But you're talking about.
The really expensive. The really expensive stuff with the plastic goggle edge.
Okay, I'm like more jackets and
like
hoodies
Stone
and
Island
stuff.
patch, but it is to CP.
I'm with you. Okay.
Another piece of Gucci, as you'll see, they're about £200 a piece, and they are just sort of plain short sleeve shirts.
Another CP company once again, as Bethany said, it doesn't have.
That was a good one. We didn't show it.
But the goggles,
we didn't show it for long enough, but that label actually said seconds.
Yeah, actually on the label, yeah.
So that will mean it will have some kind of production fault. You may not be able to find it. You may not see it. It may not ever bother you, but it would have a production fault or a return.
A lot of the time, you would only notice those faults, to be quite frank. You might know some glaringly obvious. There might be something ripped off, which we'll come to later. However, a lot of these faults, once again, unless you've got a new item side by side seamless, it's hard to differentiate, correct?
So we popped down to men's normal clearance, not gold label clearance, just normal clearance, and we found a few more pieces.
So these are Gucci jeans in a good size. When I say a good size, they'd fit me.
They were reduced down to 97, which obviously for a Gucci jean is very good. You're probably on the resale market for a label of that age and the type of jean it is. It's not like hyper fashionable.
No, I agree.
150.
Yep.
So your margins,
margin.
Your margins are smaller. It's whatever margins you're playing with.
Once again, I reiterate, if I'm looking for a pair of jeans and I'm going to spend maybe 100 on a Tommy Hilfiger, I would go for the Gucci's for 100.
This video is going to be a bit more factful as opposed to our normal banter ourselves. So I do apologise for that, but
because there's so much to get in the video.
Yeah, we've got to get so much information in that you sort of. I try and fit some humour in, but I'm very serious about my TK Maxx shopping.
No, you know what? It's fun for us as well because there are very few times in charity shops and boot sales we get to go into more high-end fashion. And once again, these are really nice. 100% linen Ralph Lauren. After a while, like I said, most people watching the video know I'm a big Ralph head for certain pieces. And to be honest with you, you can spot a mile off. I always do it, and Bethany laughs at me because I'll say, that's nice, that's Ralph. And it'll just be on the corner of a sleeve, if you will. But it's like anything, you just get used to seeing the same kind of similar things or silhouettes or
They were some nudie jeans, which I know a lot of resellers, and they you can find them quite easily in charity shops. They're £24 new with tags. You're going to get about 50, so you're going to double up. These Kendo trousers were fantastic.
They were madness.
Beautiful. Always find
new label Kenzo.
Even if you're not into it, the madder the pieces, normally the better price you're going to get returned because they'll be collectors.
Look at the span. It's almost like a, what do you call it? Like the sides are like a
apron.
Like an apron, yes.
They'll sell to serious collectors, fashion heads, people that really pay and love fashion. They were reduced down to 63, which I think is actually a really, really good price.
Nice polo piece here. A full-on Mac for like just under £200. This Mac, I don't know what the retail said, but it's 800, maybe £600-800 Mac. That's a bargain if you're looking for that coat in your size. It's simple as that.
And like I said again, I'm not going to say it again. I know again, but there is margin in that. The margin is smaller.
If you were to be into high-end fashion and wanted to resell high-end fashion, there's money for you to make for sure.
What you want to do is find like the cheapest you can in TK Maxx to make the biggest profit.
With the best value.
It's hunting
like this.
181 Valentino, the embroidery embroidery is stunning.
I tried to give you some depth on that, but honestly, it was amazing. It was very small, but it was amazing.
This Bottega piece is beautiful. 2020 collection again. I would have worn this in a heartbeat. This one was reduced down to 81, which is actually a really
ridiculous,
good price
actually, thinking
for that.
about it now.
Yeah, you could probably do a couple hundred on that. This is Neil Barrett. I pulled this out simply for brand knowledge. It is the brand that David in Schitt's Creek wears all the time.
You see the lightning? That's why I'm giving you that whole finger thing.
73, I think this went down for two. That was really good. You could probably get 150 for that one. And this is GCDS, which is very similar to Golden Goose, but it's not Golden Goose. These hoodies retail for about 540, 550. The weight of this was incredible.
It was like what?
It was
60?
down to £63. Great brand to look out for when you're hunting or on the second-hand market.
Yep.
It weighed a ton, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if you're talking about a quality hoodie for £60 once again, like that's Adidas money.
Jill Sander, I've recently sold a couple of Jill Sander pieces. The blouses I get like 150 to 254, and the trousers obviously they are plain and tailoring, but people still need tailoring.
These trousers, if they would have fitted me, I would have taken them home in a heartbeat. They're amazing. CP Company utility trousers, so like on trend if you want, but also being CP, it's a classic too.
They weren't 120.
They weren't crazy expensive, but they were like 100 and something.
So yeah, this is just an example of men's. Again, swimwear, always check swimwear. Gym, they separate swimwear, they separate gym.
They had loose pants there as well,
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
they separate dresses in the women's section, so make sure you're hitting all of the clearance sections.
So Bethany found this. It's a Stone Island piece. The labels, she's pointing out, the label had been ripped off. There was the two stitches with it, and they'd taken the patch off and ruined the arm as well. Now, you could have put a patch on, you could have put a label in if you had a label. 194. That jacket would have retailed for thousands. It was I don't know if it was down or polyester filled. However,
vented.
It's vented. The whole piece. It was so heavy. And when you bear in mind that they're like nylon-y pieces go for like £300-400, £500 brand new now, just like an overshirt.
Yeah,
that's an expensive coat. But it's insane because once again, like if you're not bothered by the internal label and you can buy a patch on eBay, no problem, an authentic one. I think that's a bargain.
Yeah, totally. But I had to go searching for that label because there was no inner label. And this is the kind of thing that happens at TK Maxx. You got to sort of be like aware.
Yeah.
Things will still sell without their inner label if they have a, inner tag label. But it's finding it in there.
Of course, that's the thing. And once again, from a resale point of view, without a label and without a patch, like even at that price.
We also don't touch on homeware in this video at all. But if anyone wants a separate homeware video and high-end homeware brands, more than happy to do one in the future.
These are Fari by Nicole Fari. I just thought they were really cool joggers, but they were kind of like a they weren't jogger material. They were more kind of, I don't know, spandexy. Yeah, floaty.
We're in the normal clearance section now. So we come out of gold section and we're in the normal, what is considered normal
for
brands,
ladies.
For ladies. We mainly deal on ladies wear. We do men's, we do everything. But ladies has the most abundance of things. So, we have the most abundance of ladies wear.
And they would definitely have a better selection of ladies high-end brands than men's.
Exactly that. So you have to hunt a bit more when you're in the normal clearance section, or if you do deal in high street brands, it's another great place to find things. For example, Zara newer tags, that it's all gonna some of these pieces go down to £3-4.
Yep.
So there's always money to be had, even if you're a lower end seller, bread and butter seller, and you want to like dabble in retail arbitrage, or
I think there's an amazing stock. What you're saying is there's an amazing stock of brand new with tags, probably this season, maybe last season's pretty new stuff for a very, very low retail price, and you can make money, and I'd agree.
You're going to pay the same amount of money that you would pay in a charity shop or at a boot sale, and these items are all new with tags, so there's a higher
this
return.
Is amazing.
This is Alberta Ferretti, and this is full line. This was reduced down to £14. It is a silk cami top, pretty thing, but it's new with tags. Retail, and this would be £250 to £300. So I would look about £100 to £150 return on that one. This is Forte, one of my favorite.
It's a gorgeous
brands. This is like a ribbed lilac dream with like a floral like vibe. Retail on this was £270, reduced down to £23.
I would also say, as we said in the last TK Maxx video, just to let you know, a lot of the TK Maxx labels, when they say like retail or RRP was X, that might not necessarily be
recorded price.
That might not be the highest price or what it originally was. That might be the last recorded price. So bear in mind, sometimes they'll say £250, and it could have actually sold retail originally for £5 or £6.
Yes, this is Nicole Richie. Beautiful piece. This had too many snags for us in the end. We did put it in our cart, and we did contemplate it as reduced down to £39 from 1,870 or whatever. Bear
in mind that that's factual.
But there were in the end there were too many snags for us. This is C by Chloe, a nice little pink number.
It's a lovely kind of like light polo shirt, I think.
Yeah, this was reduced down to £34 from about £250. This is Olabar Brown. See, a bread and butter brand
for £7.
£7, newer tags. I just sold a used one of this in blue for 30, so 50 quid.
Which we would have paid a few pound in a charity shop.
Yeah,
you know, it's not cheap in a charity shop. I just grabbed a trolley. What do you call it? A rolly thing.
A basket
on wheels.
I'd never seen Sweaty Betty at TK Maxx, so I was pleasantly surprised by these. These were £18 new with tags, but the most fascinating thing about these is they are XXL, as in they I never find XXL Sweaty Betty.
No, ever.
It's all small, extra small. So these were £18 newer tag. Retail was £80. However, the price of leggings, I swear, in that shop goes up every season.
They also have a Sweaty Betty in Bath we nipped into, and they had the exact same leggings.
Yes.
At like, I think they were like 60, 75, 65, 70,
I
yeah,
think.
something like that.
So that's interesting. And
quite a few pairs, look.
Once again, they had quite a few pairs, and it's a great brand that you know is going to sell, and you could pick up and sell multiple pieces of.
And as Bethany said, size, once again, like when people are looking for like a dress from Sea Salt or Whistles or Toast, the bigger sizes are harder to come by in these places for sure. So when you do see them and they're cheap, grab them.
Another pair. 3 pairs are on now, so that's very interesting. That's why I also always say check the gym section.
Yep.
What are these? These are Theory. Theory's a great brand.
Gorgeous trousers there.
The influencers are a bit on this at the moment. So, you know, depending on the piece, depending on the price. These are PS by Paul Smith, £14. They were cuffed, but they were missing their actual Paul Smith label.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
once again, as Bethany said, that's another good point in TK Maxx. Just because they're new and they're in that store doesn't mean they come with tags. So, for example, if you're wondering about picking something up for retail arbitrage, make sure you check that there's not another item if it's missing the actual, like, what do you call it?
Tag.
Retailer tag, not the store tag I'm talking about.
So now we're going over to dresses. Everything is so split up, especially in this store, actually. I mean, it's quite a big store, I suggest, so they got loads of room to be able to do it.
At any point watching this video, because we're talking so fast and so many things are happening, if you feel like you need to go and sit down and have some kind of beverage in between, stop it here by all means. This is gorgeous. I say this about every product. I just love clothes.
They do get a lot of like higher end pieces in the dresses, ball gowns, couture,
boiler suits,
those sorts of things. Boiler suits from Stella McCartney, but that is pretty cool, to be honest with you.
That's a £2,500 item. That's what it costs retail.
Yeah.
Just think about that. And it's for a few £100. Now I know a few £100 for most people for a boiler suit. You're thinking that's madness, but there are people who buy them. So you know it is what it is.
This is a Paco Rabanne couture. Look at the buttons. Buttons, yeah. Reduced down to I didn't see you were too fast. It reduced down to 250, I think, from like 2,000. What is this? I pulled this. What is this?
I feel like this is... I don't even remember. I don't remember. There's too many.
There we go. 3.1 Fillet Lim. A great brand to look out for when you're charity shop shopping. This is Mary. I can't say her last name. Mary. She's a print designer. Hopefully Austin shows you the label because I can't say it.
Probably not because it's very...
Katsaru. Oh,
Google it.
Don't at me. But she's a print designer. Her things are really good to look out for.
So these are... I think they were Y Project. Boots, once again, like all these boots and shoes, like some of them are like brand new, some of them are not used, but you know, they're not pristine. These were the first Yeezy piece we saw in the shop. Yeezy don't have branding on the bottom. And when I say Yeezy, I mean Kanye West's brand Yeezy, not what you get from Adidas. It's the high-end stuff. These were camo boots. I believe Kim's been pictured in these at one point or another. And these were, whatever it said on the bottom,
170.
Yeah.
But retail would have been about 6 for those.
6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I found these. I thought they were really cool. Sweaty Betty swim bottoms. I just thought they were really funky, and I've never seen them before.
No, same.
They were reduced down to £24. And I was quite, that's quite pricey for a little pair of bottoms.
This is lovely, just nice quality from Nina Ricci. Nice t-shirt. I don't know if I even catch the price. I'm just letting you know that I like that t-shirt.
Just in case anyone wondered, Austin likes that t-shirt.
I love clothes. I think that's half the reason we do this. Oh, this is kids.
Another prime example of places to retail arbitrage. And I know a lot of people don't do kidswear, but designer kidswear is a whole different market. I mean, it's not as much as
Zadig and Voltaire for £16.
It's not as much as adults for obvious reasons because it's tiny, but you're going to get the same bread and butter money that you would get from, like, you know, pre-owned clothing. That was an outlet piece from Zadig and Voltaire, and that was reduced down to 8. And then there was another piece I held up there. You get a lot of Chloe in this section. Oh, here we go.
Speaking of which,
Chloe, that was reduced down to 25. You're going to get 50 newer tags on eBay.
Crazy, isn't it?
You are, like, it's just that I sell pre-owned Burberry kids clothes for more than, you know.
That's Marc Jacobs kids.
£14 newer tags.
Are the kids Marc Jacobs still called Little Marc Jacobs?
Yeah. And this is another brand I just pulled out. I'd actually never heard of it. It was reduced down to £24, but the top price was £300. So I thought I'd show you that for just reference.
This is Alberto Ferretti again, same as the other thing we had. Also, this is a very small person's Gucci hat at £38. I just thought, once again, depending on, you know, who you know or what your family are, that's kind of a cool gift if they really need the hat.
I think desperately. That's really cool.
It was actually wool. It was a really, really nice quality hat.
That would retail for like £300.
Oh, and the rest probably in wool, yeah.
Yeah. Men's accessories. Oh, and the shoes, Austin, with the incredible editing.
Yep, thank you.
Salvatore Ferragamo loafer. When it comes to car shoe, is owned by Prada, just for anyone who wanted to know. When it comes to looking at shoes, I try to look at the more average sizes, like 5 to 7, but I can't help myself sometimes. Those were Love Moschino, which is their sort of more ready-to-wear brand. The last 2 rows of all the shoe sections are sale or clearance. People obviously tell you that all the time. These are Golden Goose.
Actual Golden Goose. They're the sandals, and they put sandals in them. For their different types of shoes, they put their different branding in them. So that's a sandal. Bethany particularly liked those, so...
I can't remember what they were reduced down to. 60?
I think 60. They were
These
churches.
Are churches. These were 180.
Gorgeous shoes, though. The actual sole...
That was the clearance price.
Yeah, look where they've gone. Yeah, I know. What brand was this?
I don't know. I put it in for knowledge. So it... Oh, you can't see it.
Sorry, the heels on these were outstanding. The actual, I don't know if I show on camera, the you can see it just down the, I can't see, just down the edge of the sole there, where I'm pointing now, is where the number for the size of the shoe was. They were kind of crazy.
They were reduced down to 217. I wish we had just caught the brand there, because it would be interesting. I tried to put in as many brands, even the brands I didn't know, just for your reference.
Because everyone's learning, folks. These are from, I think, Charles Jourdan. They're just awesome. They're like a chain link heel. So cool. Nothing else to say.
He makes a great vintage shoe. He used to make great shoes. I think he's having a little bit of a revival.
I think it's cool, yeah, definitely.
Tory Burch, satin with like a little white heel.
That colour popped so nice.
And we got some Salvatore Ferragamo sort of heeled loafers down to 90.
Do you know what? If you're not really into fashion, just go to someone like this and look through all the really nice quality stuff, and it will give you a love for fashion, I promise.
Just wanted to show you, for a pure example, how many brands you can find in TK Maxx.
These are Gina.
These are reduced down to 66.
Great price.
Great price of Gina. I would look for the more sparkly items from Gina.
Yeah, like which would look like wedding shoes.
This is interesting because these are really old. These are Lavin.
Yep, with a cool wood heel.
120.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the most on-trend item. That's another thing that plays into, obviously, our purchases, whether something's on trend, how quickly that sale's going to go through. These are Off-White, for example, a really popular high-end brand.
These will actually go for a little bit more than some of the newer stuff, actually, also, because these were actually were designed by Virgil while he was still around.
Shall we say? This is each other, which I would classify as like a high-end, high-street, niche luxury brand. They were actually really cool when they were in my size.
Someone said
they reduced 100, for example.
Someone said the other day that they were there's the Pradas once again. Someone said the other day they were counting the amount of times we say vibe, and they were going to do a drinking game with it.
I hope you're drunk.
So at this point, I don't know how many times we've said vibe, or if you have said vibes, but either way, it's vibes, 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 vibes. You're welcome.
These. I picked these up and I thought they were Bottega, but they're Maison Margiela.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Reduced. Oh, you in the pricing.
Oh,
they
we were doing
down
so
to
much.
400, but retail would have been
like over 1,000. Over 1,000
1,200
for sure. Once again, if they're heavy and they look like mental people would wear them, yeah, they're pretty much. That's it.
To be honest with you, I just wish the shoes had boxes. It kills me off they don't have boxes. I understand why they don't. So
and do you know the worst thing is that most of them come into TK Maxx with a box. Just side note.
Yeah.
They get rid of them.
Yeah, because they can't fit them on the shelf.
So that's what I was saying earlier about the Golden Goose, which say sandals inside. These are Golden Goose and they say boots because they class them as boots. See, there you are. Give you a comparison.
Retail on these are just extraordinary. I have never found any of the trainers in TK Maxx. Trainers that sell really well. But here we go with the Yeezys again. Yeezys collections are in season, so these are season 5.
I think season 5 or season 3. It'll say it says at the bottom, yeah.
And that's how you know there.
The transparent. This is where the transparent heel, the transparent shoe thing came from. Like last year, the year before, which Kim was wearing all of the kind of transparents. Also, the bottoms, I say, don't have branding. They're very kind of. Minimal that way, yeah
you just have season 3, you just have the season in them, so they won't say Yeezy or Kanye.
Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but either season 8 or season 9 was released literally in the last few days, the runway show for it, to critical acclaim once again, but it's very popular. And once again, if you weren't aware of it, I'm showing you kind of what things which are based loosely on most Yeezy styles, I guess Wave Runners or some of the newer stuff, either way. But what I was going to say was, you don't get the Yeezy company or brand twisted with what he does with Adidas. Adidas stuff, although very popular and does very well, the Yeezy is a high-end brand. It's priced the same as, for example,
any high-end
luxury brand.
Celine.
These are Celine with the vintage new logo.
134 was that?
Yeah. Really cheap.
Yeah, they're really nice.
They brought that real old logo back, even though they've changed the actual lettering logo. These, once again, I think were another Yeezy, a newer version, I think.
Yeezy 5. These are season 5.
These are 5. Yeah, they are. Once again, these have been seen more recently than the transparent, I guess.
Also, if reselling is your full-time game and you are going into high-end, another thing you can do, these were reduced down to 57, which honestly, that's so cheap.
That's what I'm saying.
Another thing you can do if you are a long-term seller is replacement boxes, and we keep a huge stock of replacement bags, replacement boxes.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm talking from the brand, so we'll find the corresponding box.
Yep.
We won't sell them as new, but we'll have the box. It's just a nicer experience. This was Levin, little
gorgeous.
He was a little piggy,
and it hurts my soul.
109.
I said to you in the video when we were actually filming this, I said it hurts me. They've got watches for £18 in the glass cabinet, yet that which is X amount of pounds and is beautiful leather is just sat there. This is Valentino. I'm telling you, don't buy this Valentino. No, I'm playing. This is Mario Valentino. This is not Valentino, which we all know and love. Mario Valentino isn't a bad thing, but it's not the same money. Don't get it twisted. It's never been the same money and never will be. Hate over. This is from Victoria Beckham. It's actually a glass cases holder. I don't know why, for the love of you-know-who, they had this for sale for 90-something pounds.
I think the glasses were meant to be in there.
I hope so. MCQ from Alexander McQueen once again. Diffusion brand, but a really cool bag nonetheless, and a high-end bag from most people's perspective. Underneath that, we have a Kate Spade, which I call kind of the Michael Kors Kate Spade, which are, to be quite frank, the
more basic design.
The basic design, yeah.
An everyday shopper. In this store we have found pre-owned Louis, pre-owned Balenciaga. So there are a few stores that do stock in TK Maxx that do stock pre-owned high-end brands.
I'm showing you this because it's a blatant knockoff of a Louboutin, Christian Louboutin bag. It was terrible. It was cheap. I'll be really honest. You say what you want in the comments about me. It wasn't a nice bag at all, and it was still £20. I don't know what else to say, really.
Oh,
this is Kate Spade, and it was kind of, obviously that's their logo. That was an amazing lock. I think for £100 as an occasion bag was really, really good. It would have been a lot more retail for sure.
When it comes to bags as well, another thing to be really careful about when you are shopping for retail arbitrage in TK Maxx is condition. Because they're all like hanging together, you do sometimes get wear.
So this is a great example. This is a Kate Spade bag, and this is the difference between the one we showed Julian as a reference, Michael Kors. This is a nicer quality bag, a much better overall bag, and once again would be much more, in my opinion, worth the money. This is Bethany showing us a quality hat from TK Maxx. I'm not really sure what to say.
I don't know if it was just for like people with really tall hair.
So I'd like to just I'm not sure. And they put it together like, if you could do something with this, you can have it for a tenner. What?
I wonder if I had asked, they would have done discount.
Pretty much so. Anyway, that's our TK Maxx rant video screaming match over with.
If you do have any questions, then leave them down below, because I know that was like information overload, and we tried to give as much information as we could in a short amount of time, just showing you references, brand references, labels, things you can find in TK Maxx, and good things to look out for. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then
I apologise profusely.
We'll be back to normal videos.
We're bad people, and we'll get back to the normal stuff as soon as possible. Thank you.
Bye.